G'day, my name is Steve Cook. I was discharged as the rank of sergeant, and I've had 21 years of service in the Australian Army, over 2 times. I first joined when I was 17 in 1984, and I wanted to go to Armoured Corps, but we all went to infantry. So I did some pretty solid training in Singleton, and then I got posted to 1RAR in Townsville. And it was from 1984 to August 1987. We went to Malaysia in 1985 in Rifle Company Butterworth. That was my first trip overseas ever, and with a bunch of really cool mates of mine. We had a couple of incidents happen over there. I was doing a patrol with another fella on the actual airbase, and we went through the golf course, and there was someone stealing some stuff behind the bar and bolted out, and we chased after him, and we ended up capturing the guy, and he got in a lot of trouble. So yeah, and then we got called out and did fire and movement against another formed body on the airstrip, and it was our counterparts in the Malaysian thinking we were the enemy and we were thinking them, so we luckily got away with that one. After that, I went back to Townsville, 1RAR, and I got injured, and the CO come and spoke to me and said, I know that you're doing a really good job, and I can see that you've got a better future in a different part of the Army. So instead of being kicked out, they kept me, and I got transferred to Ordnance, where I got posted to Melbourne in August 87. So I ended up 6 months later being promoted to Lance Corporal. It was a really good time for me there. I really excelled there. I ended up being Victoria's representative for treatment and packaging, and I got to pack a lot of stuff for trips overseas for people going to Namibia. I was involved in that. In 1992, I was asked to be posted to 2 SIG Regiment, which disbanded and then became UNTAC, which is United Nations Transitional Authority in Cambodia. We're going over there for 12 months to do all with the Signal Regiment with the elections that were happening there. So I had about, that I know of, 19 separate incidents which have affected me with post-traumatic stress disorder. The one I will mention was, it was silly at the time, right? I will say from our leaders, they'd decided that we'd do a trip around Phnom Penh in a left-handed driver high ace by ourselves, unarmed, at night time, and delivering whatever we had to deliver. And I knew to the Phnom Penh, obviously. I took a wrong turn, and there was 2 Cambodians with AK-47s pointed at my head in front of the. I was only going slow, so I pulled up, and they were like 6 feet from me, pointing right at my head. And I'm just sitting there with my hands on the wheel, and I'm going, what am I going to do? So anyway, after about what seemed like 10 minutes, but it probably wasn't, the look they gave me was just in their face was unbelievable. I'll never forget it. It was just like hatred, you know. But anyway, they lowered their weapons, and I just drove off slowly. And when I got back to the base, I reported it, and I was a full corporal back then, and the other fellow on duty, he was a corporal as well. He said that happened to me the other night as well, and the duty officer just said, you're not getting weapons. So both him and I went down and saw the RQ the next day, which is the regimental quartermaster, and we told him about what was happening, and he said, I'll bring it up in the CO's conference. Next day, we were going out armed and doubled up. So, you know, stupid thing, but that's one of the ones I'll talk about, the others I won't. They're a bit close to the heart. So after 12 months, I went back home. I got married. My first daughter was born. She was 3 months premature. So I discharged in 95 to look after her. When 9/11 happened, I decided I wanted to get back in and do my bit again. So I got back in. I got posted to the 5th Aviation Regiment in Townsville, which I absolutely love that unit. It's fantastic. I spent 3 really good years there. Met a lot of mates, worked my backside off. I got promoted back to full track in 12 months. Right, I got posted to 3 Sisby Townsville. I did a sergeant's course there. I'd already done 2 sergeant courses, so I did complete mine. And then in about 2009, I got promoted to sergeant and posted to 2 Cav Regiment in Darwin. That was a pretty hard 2 years there. There was the unit was deployed. The job I was doing, I wasn't able to be deployed because they needed me back there. I got injured again, and so I got posted to ALTC in Wodonga, looking after doing training. Soldiers coming from Kapuga to do initial employment training for Ordnance, and that was a very rewarding position there as a senior instructor. And it all come back to me, all the nightmares and everything, and I was discharged with medically unfit, as with a post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety and depression and stuff like that. That was a pretty dark period for me. I had people that I worked with, I'd see them down the street and they'd turn away, walk away from me. I don't know why. So I never did anything to them. So that was a pretty dark period for me. So in all, I was told I was discharged. I've never received a discharge certificate. No one would speak to me. The army said, "You'll get discharged, see you later." And I got put into like electronically into a position in a discharge cell, and that was it. Nothing else. No pat on the back. Done 21 years service. I was a sergeant, so I should have had a dining in night. Never had that. It's just pretty sad, to be honest. 21 years of doing service and you get nothing back. So, yes, that was pretty much my service. When I was told I was discharged, a guy said to me, "Look, you need to go and speak to the Hume Veterans Club, right, and to go and have a look at them, and they'll help you out." So when I went in there, the first voice I heard and I recognised was my old Mine Officer First Class from Broadmeadows in Melbourne. He was running the warehouse that I first went to, and he said, "Come over here, smarty." So I went over there and he sat me down and says, "What are you here for?" And I told him, "Look, I'm being discharged and I've been diagnosed with PTSD." And he sat me down and he says, "Right, mate, I'll get you to fill out a couple of forms." And we filled it out, and I didn't have to do anything else. Every now and then I filled in a form, said, "Go see this doctor." I went and saw that doctor. Just be truthful, honest, filled the forms out, and within 12 months I was told 100% disability TPI. So, and Mark Brown passed away, and that was pretty sad. Help me. Yeah, so that's my first experience of an ESO. So, pretty good. I'm involved with the RSL in Geelong. Right, I've been part of a new young veterans group that started up there. So we've got 70 members there. So I'm pretty involved with that because I like helping younger veterans. So some of them are younger than me. I've also have been helping with Soldier On. I do a coffee catch up there every Tuesday. But that's another ESO, and I helped a mate of mine over in Perth. He ran 239 Ks raising money for Soldier On, and that was only about a month ago. So myself and another fella, he flew over from Tasmania. We met up and we went across to Perth, and we all served in the 5th Aviation Regiment together. So he ran 239 Ks in 4.5 days. So he was pretty full on, pretty long days, but he raised over 13 grand. So it's pretty good money for an ESO. I believe they could better serve by actually informing younger veterans as they leave the service of what an ESO is, what they do. There should be a package made up, right, that upon discharge, this is what you need to do to go and see an ESO, or what they actually do, something like Soldier On or Mates for Mates. There's so many ESOs out there and they don't talk to each other. So they need to get together and then put a package so that when the soldier is discharged, they know that these groups are out there. Because at the moment it doesn't happen. No one says anything. So I believe that way, and I think they need to engage with younger veterans a lot more through social media, and they need to target activities that are for the younger veterans, like with Geelong Connect, which I'm involved with. We go out a trip every week, but it might be surfing, bike riding, bushwalking, canoeing, and all around Geelong. We've got all those areas set up, and we just do that. And we get together and we have a lunch, barbecue lunch afterwards, or lunch in the RSL. That's what we do, because they have different needs. They've got families, they've got kids going to school, they've got their own medical problems. So by engaging with them, we can talk it through, and then we work out what problem is and we solve it. So that's what I believe an ESO should do. I believe, as myself, one of the biggest things that I remember from being in the military is the camaraderie, right? So no matter who you are, where you've been, even if you're overseas and you bump into someone you've had service with, you're automatically like best mates. So by getting together, right, and getting the groups together, we're talking about our problems at the time, right, and we're getting that camaraderie back again. It's that feeling of mates. I really believe that younger veterans should get together because they help each other, right? The ESOs, they need to cater for the younger veterans, and if they don't come together as a group, they don't have a voice.